Dynamic Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You tuned in to the Generation Evolution for April 17th, 2025. Here live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch. I'm Blake.
I'm Christian.
I'm Mark.
And, you know, I had a different opening for today, but with KO going out with injury and missing Wrestlemania, I figured it was only fitting to open up Kevin Owens' theme music.
I swear this is one of the last CFO songs still out there.
Yeah, it would surprise me, actually.
This is one of the last CFO songs that Death Row did not take control of.
Yeah, it's a great song. So we're going to open up with this. Figured it was fitting to open up today with this one. So it is officially WrestleMania Thursday, which is insane.
Yeehaw!
You gotta...
But we're not here. We are not here alone today. We have a special guest on the line.
Ooh.
Oh no, not Kurt.
Oh, damn it!
Look, watch. I can drink while I speak. Listen.
Uh-oh. Mark is going off on a tangent.
There he is! Show my friend.
Hello!
Hello, folks.
And hello over there.
The stars have aligned because this weekend not only is it WrestleMania, but it's also Easter and it's also 420 all wrapped into one. Pick your vices.
It's also my birthday.
Pick your poison. Which one?
Oh, happy birthday! It's later, early, right? My phone calendar tells me Sunday.
Yes, it is Sunday.
Ah.
So that's a big deal. So that's also I was talking about this with
God, you got WrestleMania, Easter, 420, and your birthday on one day.
and it was a double playoff game on Sunday too.
Oh my
It was a double
God!
playoff game on Sunday.
Oh.
Oh my God! It's a great day for this man over here.
So
That's known.
and I'm watching wrestling all weekend, so that's also a good weekend for me. I've already watched 2 wrestling shows today. I've already watched 3.
Shit.
So I don't work. I took off
And
work
3
today.
is not even scratching the surface.
Yeah, I haven't actually have a note. I'm going to talk about it obviously on next Thursday show, but I've already watched the WWE ID tournament. I already watched that today. I watched Dragon Gate Rebirth, and I watched Define Wrestling Living Proof. I already watched those shows today. So, and it's only Thursday because I had off work today. I took off work today and Monday, so a little 5-day weekend for my birthday. So, all right. So before we get into the reason we're all here, last week we did do a question of the week, and I'm not gonna lie, until about 10 minutes before we went on the air, we didn't have any answers, but we Kurt's here, so we can ask him. Oh, okay. Sorry. On the YouTube side, you're seeing us twice. My layouts are all confused, so we're on 2 cameras right now. You're gonna have to deal with it. On the audio side, no one's noticing the difference, but I figured if you're on the YouTube side, you're noticing this weirdness tonight. I can't fix it on my tablet, and I don't want to go on the computer to figure it out, so I'm not bothering.
So they're not seeing double vision.
Well, they are seeing doubles. You're just not seeing. You're seeing it on purpose. You're seeing it on purpose.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. In this case. Just clarifying that.
So the more you drink, you just see one of you then.
Or pop a gummy, like I'm going to plan on doing after the show.
Okay.
Anyway.
Are you okay?
Anywho, let's do this. Last week we were talking about our top WrestleMania and our least favorite WrestleMania. So Kurt, I'm going to throw the graphic up here. Kurt, what was your favorite WrestleMania and least favorite WrestleMania of all time?
Oh man, it's gotta be. I don't recall the number, but it's definitely the Sky Dome Rock Hogan WrestleMania. 18. Yeah, I mean, I look at the card, and to me, it just felt like the who's who of my freaking childhood, all in one card. It's surreal, ranging from like Hulk Hogan to Diamond Dallas Page to The Rock, to Austin, to freaking Diesel. Insane card.
Yeah, that was a weird show, too. That was a crazy show. You know, a crazy show. That's the last one of that era because 19 was a completely different show. I feel like.
Right.
You know?
Right. Like a curtain call to an era.
Yeah, like I think about that now that I'm thinking about that show. It's been a while since I thought about that show. So, for some reason the dogs keep opening the door down here. And they keep opening the door to get down here somehow. We don't know how, but this is the second time this has happened in the last 15 minutes. The second night in a row this has happened. Second night in a row. That's what Christian right now too. How about worst, least favorite Mania? Mine's straight up WrestleMania 27. So like, it's enough answer. So what happened to you? Okay, Christian almost fell down the stairs coming back down here. Down to the studio. Anyway, Kurt, least favorite WrestleMania.
It might have to be Caesar's Palace, just because there's so many non-finishes, and the thing with Hogan at the end was just sloppy, arrogant booking. Just
WrestleMania 9, and that's actually the documentary that just put on Peacock.
Right, week. I think it further reminded me how much I liked WrestleMania.
And that's not a good Mania. That is not a good Mania. It's not. I still say it's not as bad as 27, but it's not as 27 in my opinion.
The best thing was watching Bobby Heenan on a camel writing backwards.
I'm a sucker for behind the scenes stuff, so that documentary was awesome for that. I'm a sucker for that stuff. But yeah, the card itself is awful. The card itself is terrible.
Macho Man was not on his A game for commentary. I think he was literally said in it, he's doing his thing and getting this thing done, and I like it. Yeah. I'm like, what?
That was a beautiful
So we did have one response from a friend of the show who would have been here yesterday, but family situation came up. Kelly Wells sent in an answer, and he went and said 17, 20, and 30. 30 was was my answer, actually. 30 was my answer. And
a bunch of
recent ones. Thank you, Kelly, for being very precise on your answer. And then Kelly also said least favorite was 9, which is the same thing Kurt just said. 11, 13, 6, which is a weird one, because I've always heard good things about 6, 1 and 2.
1 and 2? Why would 1 and 2?
I don't know. Kelly didn't respond. Literally, I'm showing you what Kelly wrote.
What exactly he wrote? 17, 20, 30, and a bunch of other recent
ones. Really showing on the screen what he wrote. So
I got that. I'm just
wait. Do we need to get you new glasses?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Okay, just making sure.
So,
but the Seeing Eye Dog will be here next week Wednesday.
Or breaking into the or breaking into the studio like
Seeing Eye Dog.
It was a joke, Christian. It was a joke.
Never.
You're making a blind joke. He responded with a blind joke.
Okay, here we go.
Knowing him, I thought he was going to pull from dog.
Ready, Christian?
No, it's a joke. Anyway, so I was going to do a question this week, but I think we're going to not do it this week because it's Mania. And next week we'll get back to the normal show stuff because next week's going to be a jam-packed show. But I did find a graphic on Instagram that I thought was pretty cool. It was one of those, like, you match up your birth dates to this thing. And it was the WrestleMania version of that graphic. I figured, go around. Here's the graphic. I'll start us off here because everyone knows where my birthday is. And it's mine ended up with teamed up with John Cena in a ladder match.
Oh God.
Wow.
Christian, how about you?
I lose to John Cena in a
ladder match. Same last name, so there you go.
We have the same last name?
Of course, who knew?
I don't know.
How about you, Dad?
Well, let's see now. Hosted WrestleMania with Cody Rhodes in a dumpster match.
What?
How do you host in a dumpster match?
No, they're in the dumpster. You have the whole setup in there.
Yeah, that's it. You got holes in the dumpster for the camera. There you go.
How about you, Kurt?
Apparently, I get humiliated by Jey Uso in a Bloodline Rules match. That tracks. That tracks.
Oh my God!
I like that one. That's funny.
If you notice, there's no win option.
Wait, wrong button. Wrong button. That's for later.
Why is he shooting us?
I'll show you later. I'll tell you later. Actually, Kurt, H is under Bianca.
What about Bianca?
H is on Bianca. First name. I'm sorry. My brain is not with it today. Hello.
I was gonna say I can change it. We could. Yeah, Bianca. Yeah, I got.
I'm tired today.
Wait, can you put it back up? Put it back up real quick.
Go ahead.
So, for Mom, you want to go for? You want to?
So yeah, for her, it's lost to. Oh, there's two. Technically, she has two. One of them is either lost to John Cena in a ladder match or lost to Cody Rhodes in a ladder match, depending on names. So, all right. That was fun. Let's get actually into why we're here, because I don't want to waste everybody's time tonight.
Got it.
And for some reason, we have the Weekend doing the WrestleMania theme again. Did he sign a lifetime contract or something like 5 years ago?
What the hell?
Wait, Weekend's not the one that does the eat. That's Travis Scott, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Bean.
This team was timeless by the Weekend with Playboy Cart. I don't even know who that is. So, then again, I'm also in my 40s, so why would I know that? So,
Gotta love Playboy Cardi. You don't know who the fuck that guy is.
if he doesn't know who he is, that says a lot.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know half the rappers today. I don't know who the fuck the baby is.
Well, I've heard that. We'll get into that in a few minutes. We'll get into rappers in a few minutes when we get to the card. But before we get to the main card, we do have the lineup separated by nights, and we'll get into everything. But before I do that, I have a question for you guys because, as I said at the top of the show, it's supposed to be Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton on the show, and the KO obviously has to go with neck surgery. He's not going to be there. So I ask everybody here, what do you think Randy's doing on this show?
What he's gonna be doing? He's gonna have an open challenge, and Nick Aldis is gonna answer.
They're going with Nick Aldis. Okay.
He's RKO'd him twice.
But he didn't pay for them both. So.
He paid for both of them. But Nick Aldis will not let it slide that he got RKO'd twice on 2 different occasions in a year span.
Yeah,
Well, keep in mind he paid for one in advance.
Yeah.
That's why I say he paid for both of them. I'm leaning more toward the obvious answer is towards Sokoa because they were just trading on Friday. But I here's the thing: we're recording this, we're doing this live obviously on Thursday. There is still SmackDown, so they might throw something at us on SmackDown. I wouldn't be shocked if it's like someone like a Malachi Black.
It's gonna be Javon Evans
as a debut. You know what I mean? That would be pretty cool. Or a return. As a return. Kurt, what do you think?
Yeah, the Malachi Black one is interesting. I feel 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, they did it. I'm assuming it was a hint for him on SmackDown when he got the black screen with the gray smoke.
They have still been doing that. They've still been doing it too. But the problem is they got distracted by Rey Phoenix. They got distracted by the Rey Phoenix thing, and then everyone forgot about it.
Right. I feel like they stopped doing it because maybe they knew that they're going to have to save him for Mania. That makes sense. And besides, I think also one of the promos in that gray smoke, it seemed like they were trying to say he was going to show up on April 25th, which is a Friday on SmackDown. The Friday after WrestleMania makes tons of sense. But then they stopped talking about it. They stopped showing it. So maybe they are doing about face and they're having them just show up on WrestleMania to be opponent for Randy Orton. I wish it was Nick Aldis. I wish Aldis came out with a duffel bag full of money and just threw it in the middle of the ring to Orton. Was like, you know what? I'm cashing in right now. You paid for our KOs. What does this get you in this match? Let's find out.
That's funny. I like
Punt
that.
kick.
That's funny.
There you go.
That's what it pays for, a punt kick.
Oh yeah. I like
As
that.
Orton picks up the duffel bag and leaves, or starts throwing the cash in the crowd like Andre the Giant.
Back to WrestleMania. I forgot WrestleMania. That was. That's funny.
Would it be stacks or just $1 bills?
WrestleMania 1.
Yeah, it was one. Yeah, the Body Slam Challenge of Big John Studd.
So, all right, let's get to the card. Let's start with night 1. Go from the bottom to the top. We'll get this out of the way. I'm not excited for this. There are a lot of people really excited for this match, and I am not one of them. It is Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. I'm not going with the gimmick, guys. I refuse to do this. I was willing to go with it until they announced him from the Gulf of America. It's Chad Gable, people. I ain't going with it this way. I ain't doing it. I was willing to go with it. You know me. I'm willing to go with gimmicks. I really am. This one I refuse. I refuse to do it. By the way, speaking of that, apparently there was some real backlash. And if you go on the line, he's no longer from the Gulf of America. He's from the Gulf of Mexico. If you go online, there's a backlash. There was legit backlash. I saw that yesterday.
Oh, shit.
I saw that yesterday. So, anyway, Rey Mysterio in a singles match. Chad Gable finally in a singles match at Mania. This is a big deal. Very big deal. This is going to be great. Unfortunately, it's a Grande Americano. Unfortunately. I'll start with Kurt. Kurt, why don't you tell us? What do you think here?
I am so sad that they changed where he was from. I thought this gimmick was brilliant. Especially his name is El Grande Americano. Literally an order at Starbucks. It's brilliant. Brilliant gimmick. They should have done that.
Well, you know what it is? They're getting a lot of heat right now because Triple H and Roman Reigns have said nice things about Trump, so now they have to actually,
That's a shame. That's a shame. I thought it was brilliant, especially the El Mariachi version of the Star Spangled Banner.
That was why I was willing to go with it. Actually, that's actually one of the reasons I was willing to go with it at first. But then, yeah,
I hope they open WrestleMania with that match on Saturday, and I hope that El Grande has the grandest entrance with a whole bunch of mariachi guys dressed up as Uncle Sam playing them down to the ring. It would be outstanding.
I have a feeling I know what the opening is going to be. It's not going to be this. So,
but I think Rey Mysterio is probably going to win. Just a fun, opener match to get everybody into it. And plus, we're getting closer to Rey Mysterio's town, kind of, sort of, with Vegas, and I would assume there'd be enough of a home crowd that they probably want to have him feel happy after the first match and not pissed off.
So, it was funny part about this. Somebody threw out a theory, listening to the .net when I was making dinner earlier. In the Wrestling Boom podcast. And
I'm sorry, the Uncle Sam Machirachi band got me.
But probably I throw out something funny. What if, because one Sami Zayn is not on the show, Ray needs help from something because and El Generico comes out to help Ray.
Oh,
you know how big of a pop that would get.
He's taking a day off from the orphanage.
Yeah, in front of a WrestleMania crowd. That would be amazing.
He's
that
taking
would,
one
that would
day.
literally be the two can play this game. I can dress up as a luchador too. Oh my god, that's brilliant.
Yes.
You know,
I
wait,
I liked it a lot.
Wait, time. Dress him as a luchador. El Generico's a whole other person.
But he's a little luchador. He's still a luchador.
I know, but he's not dressing up as anyone.
I'm wondering if El Generico has grown out the beard. I just need to know if he grew the beard out from the last time we've seen him. It has been a long time. He has gotten older. Hopefully,
Yes.
the beard out. I'm just hoping.
Hold
As someone who grew out a beard and he's gotten older, in his 40s, I hope he grew the beard out. Just being honest here.
The beard's gonna go poke it through the mat. He's gonna cut open like the bottom of the mat so it shows out the beard.
Sure, why not? I sort of, if I hear Ole, I will jump out of my fucking chair if Ole hits. I
was gonna say, if they have the guts to get that damn song, they better freaking do it. I will pop. You're gonna hear me all the way out from Western New York.
They may have gotten long. He might have gotten long hair as well. You never know.
True. Okay, Chris, you can go.
I'm gonna go with Rey Mysterio kicking the living shit out of this American motherfucker.
That's not his name. That's hell American motherfucker to you.
El Grande American motherfucker.
Americano motherfucker. Hey, I don't give a damn if it's a Starbucks drink. You can take that Starbucks drink and shove it so far up your ass. So you know what? Rey Mysterio is gonna unmask this motherfucker. He's becoming Chad Gable.
Actually, now I'm going with I'm going to go Rey Mysterio wins too. Rey Mysterio goes to that mask. American Alpha comes out, and that's when El Generico comes out to help him unmask Americano.
That'd be great. But they shouldn't though. They should save it for like Backlash for mask versus mask match with Grande and Americano. And
no, we're not having that gimmick for that long.
Why not?
No.
It's a month. It's next month's show. It's in May.
Okay.
It's only a month. It's only a month. Dad, you next.
El Grande Americano on his stick.
Oh my god, on his stick.
My thing is, when you mentioned their Generico, that crossed my mind. But the other thing is, if American Alpha comes out, the other person I see getting involved too to basically get on WrestleMania would be Rey Fenix.
You said American Alpha. It's American made.
Yeah, I did say it wrong. That was me.
American Alpha is Jason Jordan.
I wanted to say Academy, but I knew that was wrong, and I just went back. I went further back in time.
Yeah, American made. Yeah,
made.
What?
American made. Thank you for the correction, Christian. Much appreciated.
What threw me off is Alpha's like, no, that's a tag team.
Well, here's the thing. Tag Cable's at 3 different groups with the name America in it. So
and Alpha.
The problem here is now. So sorry, just continue. Sorry.
But yeah, I see. Besides El Generico, Rey Fenix coming out to help Ray.
Help
Ray. Yeah.
So, all right, let's move on to something a little more serious. Man, I hit the button and it popped off. There we go. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. So, there's been a conversation. This is the first non-title, non-pillow fight, non-Playboy match, one-on-one women's match ever.
Holy shit!
I'm gonna say
not a
one
gimmick,
thing.
with no gimmicks and nothing else, and no title. It was the first time in the history of WrestleMania we've got a one-on-one women's grudge match.
Oh my god!
Can I go first?
That blew my freaking mind, dude. Holy
I'm
shit!
gonna say two things. The only two black women on night one.
Yeah, I believe so.
Because Kofi and Xavier.
They're on night 2.
They're on night 2.
No, they're here.
No. I'm saying because they're black men.
Yeah, we have 2 of the black men on this show. Yeah, on this episode.
But I'm gonna have to say, after when Jade Cargill, Naomi is winning.
Naomi's winning.
Naomi is pulling out the shocker, the ultimate salt in the wound. Beat Jade Cargill at WrestleMania after taking her out.
Intriguing. But yeah, I actually did the research myself on this one. But I was curious on the one-on-one thing. I went back to the women's matches, and like everything had a gimmick. Something with a Playboy match, a pillow fight, something like that. Or there was a cat fight at WrestleMania 2000 and things like that. There was never been a one-on-one, non-title, non-gimmick match.
Wow.
That's just something.
Isn't that crazy?
So, Christian, do you see Naomi doing this on her own, or does she have help?
Good question. Very good question.
I see Naomi not getting help, but cheating.
Okay, fair enough.
Getting like a lead pipe between the.
Or even then, you could just do a freaking the good old fashioned like Mercedes did on Dynamite this week. The good old fashioned title.
I don't.
No. Let me just finish my sentence though.
I was just gonna say I don't see that happening with like a.
I know, but I had to finish my sentence first before you cut me off. I had to finish what I was talking about. You always do that. You have to finish my sentence. The Mercedes held the tights of Athena. For those who didn't watch Dynamite, a lot of people don't watch Dynamite. I had to explain what I was talking about. Now go ahead.
I don't see her holding the tights. I see her hitting her with something.
Fair enough. I was just using it as an example, and I did just explain it because a lot of people don't watch Dynamite. Okay. Kurt.
4 decades, and this is the first ever freaking. You still blew my mind with that stat.
Oh my god! To make sure I was right too. So.
4 decades of this shit. Oh my god. So I'm thinking Naomi's gonna win. And I think it's also the temperature of where Jade Cargill is right now. I feel like the Jade experiment might be coming to an end here soon. I'm not seeing any pushing her after coming back from this injury. It just doesn't. I don't feel it. So I think they're just going to give it off to Naomi, and I think Jade's stock's going to just keep dropping after this.
Interesting. I'm torn myself. I'm gonna let that go.
I'm gonna go on the opposite direction. I'm showing that Jade's going to win, but it's going to be on a disqualification because Naomi's probably going to do something where she's going to pull out a chain and basically wrap it around her hand, and then the ref will catch it, aftermath. So we'll see what happens. But
she uses the glow sunglasses as a weapon.
You know what? That's not a terrible idea. All joking aside.
It was set up for a backlash rematch too, with no rules. That makes sense.
Yep. There you go.
By the way, I got this comment on the question of the week. My phone. I'll do it. I'll get to it after we get done with night 1. I'll do that. So anyway, I was actually going to say I'm torn here because my brain automatically said Jade wins her first match at Mania, officially first one-on-one match at Mania. But I said that when I thought it was going to be Jade versus Bianca. I really thought because but now they have Jade versus Naomi, and I love Naomi's new gimmick. I love this so much. I'm loving her new heel gimmick. Her new series.
Isn't this her first time being
in WWE? In WWE, she was a heel in TNA for a while.
Was she the Funkadactyl heel?
Yeah, but I didn't count. Nobody counts that. Okay. Nobody counts that. She might have been part of the team bad, but that's the closest she's ever come to being a heel. This is the first time she's ever been a singles heel.
Yeah.
And she was like that in TNA though, but this is the first time she's been in WWE. I think for her character, she can lose. She can win this match. Naomi can win this match. Jade can lose and be a powerhouse on the next show, and it won't be that big of a deal. One of those things.
Yep.
I think Naomi's going to win, and I like your idea for cheating, but I'm going to come back to Naomi later. I have something for Naomi later. So,
I have a question regarding Naomi.
Go ahead.
You see her down the road challenging for Lyra's belt.
I'll come back to Naomi later. I have something for Naomi later. So answer that question later. Answer that question later.
All right.
Let's go to the World Tag Team Championship. It is the War Raiders. Eric and Ivar. I'm so happy for these guys to be on a Mania card. Just rolling out there right now. Very happy.
Yep.
Versus the New Day. The New Day had to be on this card as their characters. They had to be here.
Wait a minute. It's the New Day.
No, they had to be here though. Dad, why don't you start us off on this one? You haven't started one yet.
I gotta go with my boys, the War Raiders. I'm sorry. I backed them.
Personally?
He had met them. We've actually met them. He has pictures with them.
Oh, did you go to the pub with them?
No, but we met him at a BCW show.
Yes.
He was supposed to go along with the bit.
He wasn't
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, we did. And we heisted some stuff, and then we basically
You
slayed
join him in the raid?
dragons afterwards.
Did you join him in the raid?
Yes, and we slayed dragons, and we
Oh, that was
pillaged
beautiful.
villages.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Anyway,
Thank you.
But yeah, I gotta go with them. I gotta back them. I don't see why, at least right now, that they would turn over the belts.
fair enough.
And you know what? To play to do a U card. Kurt, why don't you go next?
Next pick ahead.
It's a tough call.
It's my job.
I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna hope that the New Day wins because, for God's sakes, can you do something with these guys? They've just been fizzling out ever since they did that hot angle against Big E. This is not the same team as it was a couple months ago, fresh off that angle. For God's sakes, I hope winning the belts could heat them back up, for God's sakes. So I'm going to say New Day in very devious ways possible, and hopefully people will boo them.
I have a weird feeling that the reason this is one of those like weird downfalls of Mania being so late is that the New Day ended up being cooled off. This Mania was 3 weeks ago. It may have been better, honestly, with the New Day. I think the New Day are winning the titles. I think they're winning the titles. I don't think Big E's going to come out. I don't think anything's going to happen. And the New Day are going to win the titles. They're going to be asshole heels. And then we'll figure it out. I'm convinced that by next year's WrestleMania, we're going to have the Lucha Bros together. So I wouldn't be shocked if they kept the belt on the New Day for most of the year and then New Day versus Lucha Bros next year. It wouldn't shock me whatsoever. Like, that would not surprise me at all. Christian.
I'm going to say this. They win. Well, before they win, Big E's music hits to piss everyone off, thinking he's going to come out. He doesn't come help. The New Day win by some kind of roll up or dirty move. Ref gets down, low blow or something. Hits tag finisher 1, 2, 3. Everyone expects Big E, boos them, like Kurt said, and then to top it off, they're champions.
There you go. That's a great idea.
That's how you stay. That's how you keep them hot and get the titles.
I will say though, one day whenever they bring someday one person, some team is going to come out with the old New Day music, and the place is going to go fucking crazy. And the New Day now are going to be so pissed to hear it again. It's going to happen down the road. You know it will. So
I got a question. Do you see Kofi using the SOS in this match?
No. Good question. I don't know.
I mean, he doesn't really use the Trouble Paradise.
No, he doesn't. Since they went heel, he stopped doing a lot of his base moves. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, if he did the old stuff, they'd be cheering for him, and they can't have that.
So,
and then Xavier Woods stopped doing the tightrope elbow thing he does.
The level up.
Kill to the chief or something like that?
Limit break?
Or up him down or something like that. I forgot what it was called.
The limit breaker.
Limit break.
I forgot. His finishing moves had weird names all the time, so this is right.
I swear to God, his finishers like 6 different finishers.
So, all right.
Well, that's just tribute to Macho Man.
Let's move on to the next title match. It is.
I remember Macho Man tightrope walking.
WWE United States Championship. It's LA Knight.
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu.
Oh.
Fatu you.
Yeah.
All right, nuts.
Guys, I really need to serious. I'm really tired. I'm trying to get this for 2 nights of Mania in an hour and so.
Okay.
Do a lot of stuff here tonight. Anyway, I'll go first because to be honest with you, I love LA Knight. And I told this to Mandy already, as much as she loves LA Knight. There's no way he's living with the belt. There's no way in hell Jacob Fatu does not win the title. I don't even expect this match to go that long. I expect this match to be over in under 10. This match is not going to go long. Fatu's going to have the belt, and then you're going to hold it over Solo's head on all those promos for the next 6-7 months. That's what's going to happen. Christian, go ahead.
It's going to be like that Shinsuke Nakamura LA Knight match where Shinsuke Nakamura completely killed LA Knight.
Yeah, you're right. It happened.
LA Knight's going to get a couple punches in, maybe some kind of big move like the elbow drop he does. And then after that, Jacob Fatu says, fuck you, and then just completely kills the shit out of him with 55 moonsaults back to 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 back over and over again. and that's how the match is gonna end. He's gonna have to hit 55, not 54 or 56, 55 exactly.
You do know other matches have to go on in the show, right?
It could be like the Luke Harper Dean Ambrose match. It's just goes on throughout. Like they go backstage, just moving salts while the whole show is going on.
God.
I wasn't done.
You were.
But then Jacob Fatu wins.
Okay, thank you. I figured that. We figured that out with all the moonsaults.
I'm kind of torn on this one, but I have to agree that the timing is right for Jacob to have a belt. Whether or not the rest of the Bloodline 2.0 comes out, I have no clue. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Or unless this is a good time to announce another member of the Bloodline.
I don't know. I almost want Fatu to win this on his own.
Unless the Bloodline comes out and he says no.
Yeah, I think Fatu deserves to win this on his own. Honestly. Kurt, what do you think?
Fatu is going to moonsault the fake tan off of LA Knight, and he is going to do a rain. But seriously, folks. He's going to beat the dog shit out of LA Knight, and he's going to, or as he said, I'm going to dog walk your ass, and he's going to have that U.S. title, and it's going to be equivalent to when Gunther had the IC title. He's going to hold that thing for a very long time.
Fair enough. And not many no one's gonna be able to beat him. That's the problem. It's like Oba Femi down in NXT. No one's gonna be able to beat him.
And then Braun Strowman, it does nothing.
Braun Strowman will face him for the title and then lose again, like he did every time if he's taking him.
Braun Strowman is gonna die again.
So, all right, let's move on to a match that has a lot of weird shit going on. A lot of weird shit going on. A lot of weird shit going on behind the scenes.
Is this where reality kind of leaks in?
The WWE Women's Championship, it is Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. You know, any other year.
I'm just going to do this for everyone.
Any other year, I would actually put Charlotte to win this match because it's Charlotte Flair. I can't do it this year. I can't do it. I can't. I have to go Tiffy. I can't. Charlotte can't win the title again. There's no way in hell. Especially for all the behind-the-scenes stuff I'm hearing. And this is not new information. The same thing happened with Becky. Same thing happened with Ronda. It's not Charlotte's the problem, people. Somebody please tell Charlotte she's the problem. She's a Taylor Swift song. She's the problem. I just want this to be over with. Tiffy, move on with the belt. Kurt, what do you think?
I think there's no more redeeming qualities to Charlotte Flair. Just end it. Get rid of her. Stop this. She looks like walking beef jerky. She just doesn't look appealing at all. Just Tiffany Stratton, please win. Just please win. But in the end, nobody's going to win, really.
Christian?
I'm going to say one thing. Fun fact, did you know that Charlotte Flair's divorces were not as long as Roman Reigns' title?
That is true, actually. Her marriages, you mean?
Her marriages did not last as long as Roman Reigns'
Yeah, it's true. I saw the graphic. Combined. Hysterical.
It's so funny. But if Charlotte Flair wins, this is all you're going to hear. And it's not the button you think I'm going to press. And the crowd goes fucking mild.
Actually, they won't go mild. They'll be pissed and pooping and screaming and yelling. This is going to actually happen.
I want Tiffy to win. With all my heart, I really want her to win. But because of this shit happening right now, I have to pick Charlotte. Okay. I don't want to, but I want Tiffy to win. But I just don't see it.
Fair enough.
I see it in the most disrespectful way. Tiffany taps out.
Ooh.
Tiffany taps out.
Ooh. She's going to agree to that booking? Woof.
Tiffany
doesn't have a choice. You're going to have a choice. It's Charlotte.
No. Tiffany taps out to Charlotte Flair.
Because Charlotte's using the figure eight?
Yeah. Oh.
What's going to make it worse, Tiffany gets out of the figure four. She spins it back around figure eight. That's it.
Ooh.
They think Tiffany's going to get out of it. Does not. She gets out. Taps out. Taps out to Charlotte fucking Flair.
Okay. Good.
Well, all I can say is this regarding Charlotte is that
statement.
Let him finish.
Her third divorce has not been kind to her, and it shows. It shows in so many ways. It shows in her work. It shows how she presents herself. And here's the thing: if she's sloppy in her work, you don't need anybody to get hurt because she's a Flair. I mean, if you can't do it anymore, just say, I'm done and walk away from it. But I think she's doing this to prove something to herself. What it is, I have no idea. But because I think she's that demanding type of bitch that she is, that she's going to win over Tippy.
All right. Let's move on. Let's go to the other Royal Rumble winner, the one people are actually excited for. It is the World Heavyweight Championship. It is Gunther taking on main event Jey Uso. Yeet. So, funny story. A couple weeks ago.
Just the tiny yeet. Just the tiny.
A couple of weeks ago. I was at Aldi's a couple weeks ago. And just doing normal shopping like I do every Friday. Nothing out of the ordinary. And I check out the register, and the lady starts talking to me because it's the same person that's there every Friday. And we start chit-chatting. And then I go and say, she's like, oh, well, looks like you're going to have a bunch of groceries. I'm like, wait till next week when we get the Mania week. She's like, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I realized, hey, you're a wrestling fan? Okay, fine. We start talking about this match. And there's people behind us. People behind us in the line. And all of a sudden, we look at each other and say, yeet. And I walk out of the store. It was so fucking funny. I've been waiting weeks to tell that story.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And the rest of the people in the line are wondering, what the fuck?
There was two people. There was a couple maybe in their 60s. I mean, around your age, but you obviously you're a wrestling fan, but like looking at it, I was like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? It's so funny.
It'd be funny. Another cashier's looking over there like, yeah, I know what that is. And just starts eating with
that
you.
would be very funny, but that was absolutely hysterical a couple weeks ago. I'm actually hopefully she's there when I go to the store tomorrow. That'd be awesome. But
oh my God, that's okay. No, you get a high five.
I figured I appreciate that story.
That's amazing.
So, Kurt, earlier you said that the Grande Americano match opens. So this is what I think opening the show. I think.
Yeah, you're right. This makes sense. I mean,
crowd eating. I think that's
hype up the crowd.
But the first person to come out, because I've gone through coming out as champion second, is going to be Jey Uso.
God, that
pop. Probably gonna be the longest entrance in WrestleMania history too. By the way, he's coming out of the very top of the frickin' stadium.
He's gonna come on top of the actual top of the arena, and then he's gonna fucking zip line his way down to the crowd and start eating.
Here's the thing: you got to think about it this way. Jay's over, and people were saying earlier talking about rappers. He wants to bring somebody down with him. There's rumor that Sexy Red might be walking down with him. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. I expect something elaborate and crazy.
Oh yeah,
show
definitely.
And keep in mind, there's no pre-show matches, so this is the first entrance. This is it. Outside of announcers, this will be the first entrance for a wrestler at the show. So you open up with Jay.
Yeah, if you want to get that crowd up and pumping, this is it.
Absolutely,
this is the way to do it.
That being said,
not a mariachi band of Uncle Sam's.
Yeah,
only if you're passing out free tequila.
I look at it this way: if fucking Rusev can come out in a tank, I have zero problem with
Russian military.
I have no issue with it. I have no problem with the Grande entrance you want to do, but you can't open the show with it.
No.
You can't open
Wait a minute. You kind of answered your own question, Blake, when it comes to Randy Orton. Now we know Randy Orton's going to be going against Rusev.
Maybe.
Oh.
Him and Lana are married again. So they got remarried again. So
it'll be Rusev Day.
Anyway,
that's a damn good idea.
It'll be Rusev Day because
that was a good gimmick.
Wait a minute. TNA and WWE work together. Matthew Ringwald over in TNA as an announcer. If they wanted to do a one-time only deal with Rusev Day, they could do that again because he's over in TNA.
I would pop for that.
So anyway,
what if it was Joe Hendry? Just for the hell of it, what if Joe Hendry's on WrestleMania?
Randy Orton's in the ring, here's and then
that would be a
and that's all you hear.
That's possible because of the connection with TNA now. It's totally possible.
Me.
But anyway,
I start talking Italian
back
again.
to this match.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be honest here. I'm gonna be stunned if they don't put the belt on Jay.
After what he did to Jimmy.
Well, even then,
fuck.
I had my friend Josh. His whole thing has been, you can't come through lose at Mania every year, and I'm like, yes, you can. He is the character that can lose at Mania every year and get his heat back at the next Raw. It's so easy.
He's
so good that it won't matter.
He's the final boss.
Well, except not. But he is a fantastic at this. Like you could lose 2 years in a Mania, and people are not gonna care because you were a champion 2 years in a row at Mania, 3 years in a row at Mania. He was champion 2 years in a row at Mania.
He was IC champion, and now he's a world champion.
Exactly, and that's all people care about.
And the thing is, you remember his matches,
especially if they open the show. Especially if this opens the show.
You remember the triple threat with Drew, Sheamus, and
I
him.
remember that match.
Sami Zayn and him, and now this is gonna be Jey Uso and him.
So you're good with me, Christian, on that though? Because Jey's winning this belt.
I'm not gonna even say anything. That's why I got.
Okay, Kurt, what do you think?
I obviously Uso's got to win. I mean, it's how could it not after going through freaking bathe in your brother's blood in the middle of the ring? It has to end with Uso winning the belt. There's no other way.
That was like so accurate and on point impression of Gunther. Like
it really was.
I'm be honest. I thought we had Gunther in the.
You got to do impression up your sleeve there, Kurt. You did.
I thought we had Gunther in the goddamn podcast with us at this point. I thought you had him.
I don't even think I had that many years.
There you go. I'm doing for you. Hey, Dad, what do you got?
Yeah, it's Jay's time. He's red hot. He's been a loyal, hard worker. Let's reward the guy for what he's doing, and he's putting butts in the seats, and that's what you want. And it's good for business. Besides, I think it's due for a change.
Well, I like the fact that Gunther's going to probably hold the belt again down the road. He's not going to have the belt again.
I'm going to say this right now. If Vince was still in charge,
Gunther wouldn't be champion.
Gunther was well. If somehow he was champion, this match would be 2 minutes long, and Jey Uso would be killed.
Listen, you want to be honest here? Jey Uso would never win the Royal Rumble, and this match would probably be Gunther versus Brock Lesnar. To be completely honest.
More than likely.
Fucking 5,000 days.
Let's just be honest here. That's what the match would be. So
it would be Brock Lesnar versus some jobber.
No, it'd be Gunther versus Brock Lesnar. That's my point.
And then Gunther gets killed in 2 minutes.
That's my point.
And
so,
here's how I would love the match to end if Jay wins. If Gunther would come in and put the belt on him and then shake his hand.
That will never happen. That's totally against Gunther's character. Yep. That will never, ever happen. No, you got to go with characters. Mm-hmm. Gunther never breaks character. It will never, ever happen.
It's even weird seeing him smiling on online photos.
Yeah, it's never going to happen. Actually, there's a video. There's an ad that went up yesterday, and I thought for dead serious, I thought it was a mock Saturday Night Main Event commercial. I really thought it was Gunther standing in front of an old WWF background with the blue background, like they do Saturday Night Main Event. So I really thought it was an advertisement for Saturday Night Main Event. I really did. It was some ad for the general insurance. Because it was the ring general and the general at the end of the commercial.
Oh my god!
I thought it was a Saturday Night Main Event commercial. That's what I thought it was. It was so weird yesterday.
So we have to see how many chops that Gunther gets on Jay.
Oh Jesus Christ! All right.
Oh, who's gonna get more, chops or super kicks?
Oh Jesus Christ!
Right. Oh no!
Chop, kick, chop, super kick, chop.
You described the Young Bucks match. Anyway, moving on.
No. Somehow he's gonna chop Jey Uso's leg mid super kick. He's gonna collapse.
Don't tempt him. That would actually be pretty impressive. Not gonna lie.
He chops his fucking foot in half. And he just dies.
All right, let's move on to the main event of night one. It is, for some reason, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk with Paul Heyman in his corner versus Seth Rollins. So I put this graphic up by accident before. This WWE, I say USA Network should put this graphic up. Not WWE. USA Network put this graphic up. And it is Paul Heyman has had has cornered somebody in the main event of Mania 13 consecutive years. Either a main event or a title match of some sort for the last 13 consecutive years. That's absolutely insane. So I just wanted to share that there. That was one of those like
he's shooting us.
So, and then by the way, I do like the fact that it was a gimmick with the cards because of Vegas. And then the other one I also saw one was lost train of thought on that one. Heyman thing. I lost train of thought. But anyway, apparently this match is for the future and the soul of WWE, according to Seth. which is so stupid.
If you win, you get the actual soul of the WWE sign, and he's gonna be coming down like God and Shawn Michaels versus the McMahons. It's just gonna be a light come down, and then
Anyway,
you win, and then you just absorb the light. You
my
go.
whole problem with this match, the whole problem with this match is why is this not a number one contendership match? Why is this not a number one contendership match?
Why would it be? It's for the soul of WWE.
But, like, why is it not a number one contendership match? Like, why is it not? If ironically, if this is just Roman versus Punk, I'd probably have less of an issue with this match because it would be like Punk is messing with Roman with Heyman, and it would make sense to me. Oh, now I remember this. Remember, there was a meme that went around, and I forgot that I slid it for the show. It was a meme that went around that it was two men with hot wives that are fighting over Paul Heyman. 2025. Crack me up.
Did you see
Anyway.
the meme that was on Facebook or the reel where it says caption, "It's WrestleMania night, and your hot wife wants to have sex," and you see people, I can't do that, my tribal chief.
What side of the internet are you on?
I'm on TikTok, and I don't even see that one. I haven't even seen that one.
I saw a picture when I was at school. It was a YouTube thing. It was Roman Reigns pointing at the sign, and it was the mom. Come on, sweetie, we gotta go. We gotta go to family for Easter. Me points at the sign for WrestleMania. I can't go. It's WrestleMania.
I've seen so many variations of that meme today, and that one cracked me up. But anyway, this match. Let's start with Kurt. Kurt, why don't you start this match?
It feels like Seth Rollins is going to win based off of, I'm guessing Roman Reigns and CM Punk are going to constantly go to Paul Heyman to help cheat or get an advantage somehow in the match. And I think Heyman's just going to say, screw you both. And Seth Rollins will take advantage of that distraction, and he'll ultimately win in a very clever way. But you brought up that guy's name, and that, you know what? I think ultimately that night is going to end not in Seth Rollins being triumphant in the ring. I think it's going to end with him taking an F5 and walking out with Paul Heyman.
Kurt, we covered it a couple weeks ago. Brock retired. Brock actually announced his retirement. He retired.
He did?
The picture up. Dead serious. He's actually out being a father. He was at his son's wrestling event, and and at the picture, he's so out of shape. He's so out of shape. He's gotten older. His beard's grown out. He looks like a mountain man now. He does not look like Brock Lesnar anymore.
He looks like the cowboy, but let go.
Yeah, he looks like a mountain man now. That is not Brock Lesnar. He ain't coming back.
All right.
It's over.
I guess tonight ends with Seth Rollins celebrating triumphantly in the ring, and no out-of-shape Brock Lesnar's are going to come on that fight.
Yeah, he looked like a mountain man. I was
He
like,
goes
wow.
walking down.
Not even
Hogan,
F1.
Hogan comes out with his real American beer. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh.
No. He said that Brock is drinking Hogan's beer. That's what he said.
Oh, that's why he's so bad. Okay.
Continue.
So the match ends. So Seth has the chair. Roman's staying. It's gonna go back at the Shield. Paul takes the chair from Seth. Roman hits a Superman punch on Seth. Thanks, Paul. Paul is apologizing. CM Punk hits him from behind with a GTS, but it gives enough time for Seth to get back up. Hits a curb stomp on CM Punk. Roman's down. 1, 2, 3. Seth wins by getting both of them distraction.
Already huge in a triple threat. So
both of them are distracted with each other, and Paul Heyman.
Interesting theory.
It's just a theory.
Every time.
There's a such.
Every time you gotta do that.
Do you even know? You don't even know what that's from, do you?
I don't think I want it. You've explained it once.
It's from a YouTube thing.
Yep, I am glad I don't ask. Dad, you're distracted. You're not paying attention to us. Your pick.
If I had to do a pick regarding this whole triangle mess, and we all know that, after consulting my Steiner math, everyone's got a 33 and a third chance of winning. I'll take my 64% and go with CM Punk.
Actually, you got to add the math for Paul Heyman.
My brain went Punk immediately when this is enough. Honestly, as my brain went immediately. Then I've been hearing people say, "Well, what if Paul Heyman aligned with Seth Rollins? Why? Why would you do that?" I heard a theory today that maybe we have Paul Heyman aligned with Braun Breaker. But it won't happen on this show because of being on different nights. But
I actually do see that happen.
I can totally. Well, Paul actually legitimately kayfabe, but backstage actually does help Braun Breaker for real in the real world. I'm gonna go Seth too, and only because of what Christian said that Roman and Punk are going to be taking care of each other. I have a feeling we're getting a Roman Punk match down the road, 1-on-1.
With Paul Heyman on a pole.
Shark cage. Yeah, he's an old man. He can't be on a pole.
Fair enough.
He's an old man.
No, you know what? Put him on a forklift.
Well, listen, put him in a shark cage because at least then, like, we know he's safe. We know he's safe.
No, it's gonna be what was that one match from Impact? It was Sting versus someone with an old lady on a forklift.
That wasn't Impact. That was WCW. That was Judy Bagwell.
Yeah,
Judy
Yeah.
Bagwell.
let's do that.
Or you can go to the one time, and I probably always remember this happened on a really bad SmackDown only pay-per-view where it was the Dudleys versus Undertaker, and for some reason, Paul Bearer was in a grip of cement. I still don't know why to this day.
And then Taker just killed himself.
No. Taker. Well, the whole match with the Dudleys were going to kill Paul Bearer, and Taker did it himself. That was the whole thing.
Screw it.
That was the whole thing. But
I think that was the last we ever saw of Paul Bearer too. I don't think that was the end of him.
I wrote him on television. So I wrote him up before, and then he passed away. So we never got to see anything else after that.
How did he actually survive that?
It's a magic trick. It's like a magic trick. How do people survive the sawing in half? It's the same thing as a magic trick. You got to just go with it.
It
was a trap door. There's probably a trap door.
Okay.
Magicians never reveal their
I
secrets.
guarantee it was a magic trick.
Okay.
It was an illusion. That's all it was.
It was an illusion.
Yeah.
None of it was real.
It
was a thing. It was a figure of your
I grew
imagination.
up with a bunch of us grew up with David Copperfield. Like, trust us here. Like,
Copperfield, he's nuts.
You did. I'm gonna turn this up because I want to tell this story of that. So David Copperfield, you don't know David Copperfield.
I've heard of him actually.
David Copperfield is one of the most famous illusionists. He did like a yearly CBS special, and it was an illusionist CBS special. It wasn't live, which made these tricks even more impressive. Actually, it wasn't live because he would do like a card trick with you, where you point at the screen and he always get your card right no matter what. I have no idea how he did that trick. That's one of those I've never understood that one. But he usually shit like that. So I'm so used to David Copperfield illusions that anything's possible to me. Like, anything's possible.
I mean, the man made a jet disappear.
He did. He made a jet disappear one time on one of those specials. That was live. That was live.
Wait, he made who disappear?
A jet. Jet plane. Happened.
Anything's possible with the power of friendship. We always figure that from anime shows.
That and the
Power
New Day.
positivity.
And the New Day.
No,
Anyway,
just the power of friendship.
All right, before we get to night two, I'm going to throw this up on the screen. I'm going to put this in editing. But one of my Peloton friends, Zach, sent in his answers for the best WrestleMania, his favorite WrestleManias of all time, and he said WrestleMania 14 and 16, which is WrestleMania 2000, which is the one Dad picked last week. So, so 14 and 2000, and he said 14 and 16 Elite.
What are the least favorite?
He didn't say that. He just put it on the screen.
Enough,
That's just reading what the message is. I'm putting it up in editing so people can see that on the screen. So, all right, let's get to night 2 of WrestleMania. My birthday, and Easter Sunday for other people that care. And and I'm literally going from a double playoff game to this night, so like it's gonna be a very fun birthday for me. Anyway. Let's start from the bottom to the top. This is the only non-title, non-gimmick match on here, which we're going to open with it, and it is AJ Styles versus Logan Paul, with the ghost of Karrion Kross possibly haunting this match. Yes, you can.
So what's gonna happen is Logan Paul is gonna fucking die.
We went through this last year.
AJ Styles is gonna fucking beat the shit out of him. Put him through I don't even know. Put him through glass. I don't give a fuck. Put him in the goddamn barbed wire. I do not care what you do. Just make sure this man never walks again. Never steps in a ring again. Never does anything again. Kill him, please.
That way you get
AJ Styles is gonna win.
Okay.
Good day.
I wanted to lay out so we get the whole rant out. I wanted to lay out.
Okay. So does that mean that he'll get more time to film more Paul American for Max?
Isn't that his brother that really is the lead of that show?
No, it's both of them.
I have no idea to watch it.
Why do you
watched it.
I watched the first episode because I wanted to see
family.
Why?
Because I wanted to see a dysfunctional family. and I got my wish. The whole family's messed up. Kablooey.
Watch the Kardashians then, in that case.
I don't want to watch a bunch of bitches nitpicking.
But you rather watch the Pauls?
Yeah,
What's the
I like
difference?
infighting. It's wonderful.
What's the difference between the Kardashians and the Pauls?
Apparently, men.
About a friend that comes every other month.
Wow, Dad! I'm gonna get you out of trouble, and we're gonna move on, and you're gonna give your prediction on this match.
What did-
That's
what
what
did-
we're
wait,
gonna- no, I'll tell you off the air. I am not even continuing that thought. Dad, continue, please.
I'm going with AJ. Get rid of the bad rubbish, and let's move on, because even though Logan Paul wants to be a part of this world, he won't basically fully commit because he has his own agenda. So send him packing.
Okay, you go. Sorry, I don't know what you said off the mic. Now he's losing it over
Okay,
here.
high five. There you go. There you go.
So I just wanted. I didn't know what
Holy
happened over here. What happened over here? Anyway, Kurt, go ahead.
Can you do me a favor? Can you put me on the big screen?
Okay, hang on.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
I think it'll do a difference to do that. Hang on. Boom. And
Oh my God.
go.
Taste of a new generation. Logan Paul's gonna win.
Get out.
What the hell?
You know what?
Stop killing Kurt.
Wait a minute. So Kurt's been drinking the Kool-Aid.
Literally.
Kind of. It's primate.
Oh, actually, what's it? It's just Gatorade. He
So
just
here's the
emptied the
thing.
bottle.
Here's the thing. Christian is on the record. I'm not sure if it's not the show or watching a show. We hang out so much I lose track of where he said this. Which is, by the way, a good problem to have with your son. That we hang out so much, I forgot where he said this. I'm not gonna lie, it's a good problem.
Especially a teenage son.
Exactly, it's a good problem to have. But anyway, I don't know where he said this, but he did say that if Logan Paul beat AJ Styles, he was done for the night. He was leaving. He was leaving. He was done for the night.
If
So,
Logan Paul wins the match, I am done. I'm
he's done for the
screw
night.
the rest of WrestleMania. I'm done.
Because the WrestleMania is Sunday, that makes it even more interesting.
Yep.
Especially knowing what the main event is. But
You will not see me for the rest of the night.
here's what I think is going to happen. I can't see Logan winning. I honestly can't. AJ's only got a couple of manias left. This is being realistic. AJ only has a couple of manias left. And also, I have a weird feeling that Karrion Kross is going to get involved in this somehow. As I joked about it during my introduction. And he's going to help AJ win. And AJ's going to be pissed that Karrion helped him win. And that's going to start something on their own. So he's not going to win clean. Logan Paul's not going to lose clean. But AJ's still going to win the match because of Karrion Kross. That's going to happen. So, and if you're going to do that, I hope Charles runs something hot. That's all I care about.
Point of reference, when Logan first came out and on the mat, he had his prime bottle right in front of the center. And if you notice, he doesn't have that on the mat. He just has his hydration station. So I think that's his.
No, actually, no. If you watch SmackDown lately, and this is dead serious, if you watch SmackDown lately, for the credits at the end of the show, there actually says some kind of project. I forgot what exactly what it said. There's an extra Prime sponsorship at the end of the credits on SmackDown now. After the executive, I'm telling you though, I'm answering you. I'm literally, you're going with your whole joke that there's no Prime out in the middle of the ring anymore, but they're doing extra different Prime advertising somewhere else to make up for it. So that's why they're doing it somewhere else. So,
Wow.
So I'm just telling you, and just telling you that because I didn't even notice that. I actually heard it on a Jason Powell review of the show. Because by the time, completely honestly, by the time we get to the SmackDown, I'm usually high as a kite, so I don't notice this stuff at the end of SmackDown. But this week's SmackDown, because we were in Chicago for Roman City Riot, I watched SmackDown on Saturday morning. So I actually store it on SmackDown this week because I watched it normal person, not first commercial. So I did see it for the first time.
Okay.
Let's move on. It is the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Ironically, the winner of this match faces whoever wins the match on the pre-show, the NXT show, the day before. So they talked about that on last night's
Which
show.
there are great combinations.
And if you missed that, by the way, you go listen to our NXT stand preview show that went up we did that last night, and is on all of our feeds right now. So go download that. It's only about a half hour. You can go listen to that in between shows. Anywho, The match is Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defending against WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion Lyra Valkyria and my girl Bayley. Who, by the way, if you look from the step behind me, you can see Bayley popping out behind me now. I moved her so that she's actually right behind me on my set. I'm going to surprise everybody. I'm going to go first. And I think this match is really here. So Liv finally is on a WrestleMania card this year. And I think Liv and Raquel are winning. I'm actually picking Bayley to lose at Mania. I don't pick to do it very often. It's been a long time since I've done that. But I think that Bayley's losing this match. I think Lyra's getting pinned. But Liv and Raquel are going to retain. So I surprised everybody with that one, but I just wanted to put it out there first. Christian, go ahead.
I'm going to go next. They lose, but Bayley gets pissed at Lyra because she gets pinned. Perfect. And then sets up another match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. By the way, a lot of people saying, why is Bayley in the IC title reign? Other main eventers drops at the IC title reign on the men's side all the time. What's the difference? What exactly is the difference?
And vice versa. They go from the mid card to the main,
exactly.
main to the mid card.
What is the difference? If you want them to respect the title, do the same thing you do on the men's side. What's the difference? That's how I feel about it. That one you got. We'll go in order of the screen here. Go ahead.
I'm going to go on the other end, and I'm going to say that Lyra and Bayley get the championships. And then that sets up a rematch with them down the road where they turn the belts back over.
The only way I could see Lyra and Bayley winning, by the way, is if my pick of Cora and Roxanne winning the number one contendership match happened. I could totally see that happen.
And then Bayley and Cora.
Well, Bayley and Roxanne have had a feud.
I meant to say Roxanne, but my dumbass said Cora.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Nobody's around your neck. That's why it was the issue. That's why we're having
it was around my neck?
No. This is the okay, there it is. Sorry. Anyway, we're having issues with the cords over here, making sure we're okay. But anyway, back to what you're saying, Lyra and Bayley, though, officially?
Yeah.
Okay, Kurt, go ahead.
Yeah, I completely agree that they're going to lose, and Bayley is going to do a heel turn because the women's division needs more heels. They really do. I mean, Jesus God, we got the freaking triple threat women's match that literally I don't think any one of them are a heel so far. They're all faces. So we don't really have any main event heels. Bayley's got to be that main event heel.
I agree with you, or even a mid-card heel. It's not a bad thing either.
Yeah. I mean, I think she's going to do a nice series of matches with Valkyria to try to put her stock up. I think Valkyria is still going to keep the belt.
Yeah, like Becky did. Becky did the same thing for Valkyria in NXT. So I don't see why not.
So if Bayley gets the intertitle championship, would that make her triple crown? Would that make her triple crown winner or not?
I think you're officially.
Yes.
I think Grand Slam. It'd be Grand Slam actually.
Okay.
NXT championships. It'd be Grand Slam.
She won the tag, the both NXT, Raw, and SmackDown.
Yeah. So if they combine them, then it is Grand Slam. If they do all five belts, but if they combine the two women's world titles, it'd be Grand Slam. So it'll depend on how they want to word it.
Grand Slam is you win a belt on every roster, correct?
Every show, yeah.
And then a triple crown is
NXT, SmackDown, Raw. But again, things are different now because they renamed all the belts. So I'm not sure how that works now. So.
It's so stupid how they just made the SmackDown blue and the Raw white. Right?
Well, they changed it. At least now it's the women's world and the WWE women. Like, I don't mind that because they did it easier to swap shows if they want to.
Yeah. No, I have to say one thing about that about how when it was the Raw and it was just the straps were blue and red. When the New Day and Street Profits just swapped titles backstage.
At least that one was not uncomfortable like the Becky Charlotte one was when they did the swap belt after the draft. So,
but no, I just found it. They're just like, oh, that looks good. Oh, yeah, it looks good. You just want to trade? Yeah. And they just traded nonchalantly. It was one of the funniest things that I've seen backstage.
Okay, let's move on to the Intercontinental Championship. I'm still excited for this match.
God bless.
I'm excited for this.
Oh, yes.
Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. Dirty Dom. I am so excited for this. Christian, you go first.
I'm going to go first, and I have a prediction of who wins. Penta wins, but this is exactly what I hope is going to happen. Braun spears Finn, and no, Finn takes down Penta. Penta's on the ground. Braun spears Finn after he takes down Penta, but then Dominic takes Braun out. Dominic goes to top rope. You think he's gonna frog splash Penta? Frog splashes Finn, and then Finn kicks out, or Penta breaks it up. Penta driver 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So,
enough.
or Penta breaks it up with the arm snap, and then hits the Penta driver. Finn's down, Braun's down, Penta wins. WrestleMania moment.
Fair enough.
And that causes damage between the Judgment Day.
I'm okay. So I have two. I have two picks here. Problem is, I have two picks. I have Penta winning. I think that'd be awesome. But I'm going to go with my actual pick, and it's going to get faces. I know it will.
Say it. Say it.
Dirty Dom's winning the title.
Yes.
I think he's going to pin. I think he's going to pin Finn to win the title.
You're damn right.
You have a whole Judgment Day storyline just based on Dom hitting Finn in this match. Kurt, go ahead. I know you're on the same page as me. Go.
What are you smoking?
And that is how you forward the Judgment Day storyline in a gigantic way. You think Penta's going to be fine without the belt for now? Absolutely. He doesn't need it right now. You can keep building that up. But to blow up the Judgment Day, to continue the feud, is a fantastic way to do that. And Dominic being the champ, you know the freaking heel heat he's going to get when he gets the 1, 2, 3. It's going to be surreal heel heat.
I'm also going to throw out there that this is the night that JD McDonough comes back. And you know Carlito's going to be out there. So I'm going to throw out this because JD McDonough is ready to go. He's actually ready to come back. I heard that.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I heard that in a CBV interview a few weeks ago.
I'm going to say one thing, though. Thank God he wasn't heavily injured.
He was interviewed by CBV and during the UK tour. And he pretty much said, I could come back anytime, but I think you're waiting for the end of the UK tour. This is right in the middle of the UK tour when they did this interview. So I have a feeling it's either going to be at this show or the night after. You do it here, and then you see what happens on Monday. I'm so glad, Kurt, you're on the same page with me on this one because that's awesome. I'm so glad you're on the same page with me.
Yeah. This is going to be great.
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm going to basically agree with Christian that Penta wins, but Carlito comes in and trips up Finn, which causes infighting, which is going to cause Finn to leave Judgment Day. And then JD comes in and JD kind of comes in to kind of mend the rift, but it's not happening.
No, to add on to that, he throws in the apple, try to trip up Finn follows. He says, fuck you and your apple, I'm out of here.
I can't believe Judgment Day, by the way, has gone on this long. I cannot believe Judgment Day has gone on this long. It's crazy.
I mean, there's always been talk that they want to basically split up everyone from the Judgment Day. So
I think it'd be interesting if they want to keep Judgment Day together still. Finn has to be the one that kicked out. Because Carlito's the comedy relief. JD is the person that they're helping them out. And Dom, Liv, and Raquel have belts. And there you go. And then Dom and Liv are actually the power couple with belts.
And then they get a new member in, and that becomes the new.
Exactly. So that's interesting. There's so many layers to top
no,
this
and
now
then,
that we're talking it through. There's
or
so many layers.
Somehow it's going to be Finn versus Dominic for the title. And then it's not a squash match, but Finn just brings out the demon. They absolutely kill the shit out of Dominic.
Well, there you go. Well, that's fun. All right, let's move on. We have a couple more matches here. We have a Sin City street fight.
Oh, God.
It's a street fight, and it is in Vegas, so why not? Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. They're trying so damn hard to make this feud work. They're trying to damn this to make this. That gives them all the credit in the world. I give Drew all the credit in the world because he's brilliant at that. Kurt, go ahead.
Oh boy, poor Drew McIntyre. You want to see where he was last year to where he is now. They got to pick his stock back up. I don't like where he is right now. And poor Damian Priest. I mean, I want to like the guy, but it's hard for me to get behind him. I don't know what it is about him. I'm like, he's okay. But for the street fight, I'm gonna guess Damian Priest is gonna win. I have nothing behind as to why. I just think he's gonna win.
You know what's interesting? And this clicked in my brain because obviously they haven't done a great job explaining this on the air. 1 year later, Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre were fighting over the world title literally a year ago.
Oh, Jesus, that's right.
Not a year ago, because remember, Damian Priest cashed in on Drew McIntyre 1 year ago at WrestleMania 40.
Oh, my God. They didn't
take
any of that, too. What a shitty build-up. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That did happen a year ago. So that's crazy.
They didn't use it. They did not use it.
Man, sure drinking Prime over here.
Oh, you have to finish the bottle. There's no caffeine, so it's all good at this hour.
At least not the can. God.
Okay, this one drank one of the energy drinks by accident, and that did not go well for him.
No, I never touched one.
That caffeinated can is freaking bad news, man. Holy
I
hell.
read the ingredients on it. It's bad.
I know. You're thinking I drink a Bang can.
Oh, that's what it was. Bang. It was
I
because
drink
it's
Bang.
Simic of R, right?
Yeah.
Bang? Oh,
It's
hell
almost 4 Loco. It's like 3 Loco. It is dangerous shit.
Anyway, back to this. I'm torn. I like Damian Priest. I do like him a lot. I always have. And Drew McIntyre can lose matches and nobody cares. That's the thing with Drew. Drew can lose every feud he's in. He always does. But because he's Drew, it's Drew. Who cares? He moves on. He does something
Drew
else.
Mac and Cheese.
I mean, he lost to Punk. He was fighting over a fucking bracelet, and nobody cared. And one of those things, like, it's what it is. I think Priest has got to win this match. He has to win this match. I think it's more important for him to win this. So I'm going to go Damian Priest.
I'm going to go with Drew on this one, only because I think if you want Drew's stock to go up a little bit, he's got to win this one over Damian. I don't know where Damian goes after this because he's kind of like lost in the shuffle. Right now, it seems like they don't really have a program for him, and I'm not sure what they want to do with him. Well, that's a short program, but I don't see where he's going to go after this. I mean, he's had a program with Seth. He's had one now with Drew.
But he's also on SmackDown, and there's other people over there. So I'm not worried about that. They'll figure something out.
Damian Priest versus Rey Fenix.
I mean,
no,
teaming up?
I wouldn't mind that. Where's Bad Bunny? Where's he at? Where's Bad Bunny? So
maybe I see Damian having a program with Karrion Kross.
They're not on the same show. They're not even on the same show.
And plus, Karrion's with AJ right now.
Karrion's on Raw anyway. So anyway, Christian, pick.
I'm gonna go with Drew McIntyre losing.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna go with Damian Priest somehow winning, but it's gonna be one hell of a match.
So notice there's only 6 matches on night 2, so there's plenty of time for this match to go crazy. There's plenty of time.
But you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna go backstage in their parking lot or something.
Somebody said they should go out to the strip and have a little bit of a brawl out there and then come back into the arena.
You know what they should do? So Damian's in the car, Drew's in the car. Damian Priest jumps through the car window, and they drive off for an hour and come back in the ring.
It's not a fucking Piper and who was that? Piper
The Hollywood Backlot Brawl?
Wasn't
Goldust. Piper and
Goldust.
Are we gonna cut to the footage of O.J. Simpson's car chase? Is that what we're gonna do?
Did you get the joke? Did you get the joke I was going for?
I wasn't sure. I was
going for Luke Harper and Dean Ambrose.
Oh yeah, I know. You heard that joke. I think you made the joke earlier too.
But no, they're gonna go to the parking lot or something. It's gonna end with Damian Priest winning somehow.
I just need to know if they fall to under Street Fighter at the end of the ring. They didn't explain that, and maybe they'll explain it on SmackDown. But I have no idea. So there you go. We have 2 more matches left. Let's go to the Women's World Championship match. It is Io Sky, who, by the way, got a lot of call-outs on I was watching, I think it was the Dragon Gate show, and they kept shouting out Io Sky on that show. Versus Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley in a triple threat match that nobody asked for, but we're here anyway. By the way, if you're wondering on the indie street over the collective what they're referring to WrestleMania as, it's either that stadium show down the street or that big event on Saturday and Sunday. That's what they're referring to me on the collective show, which made me laugh today. Every time they did that. But anyway.
They legally can't say WrestleMania.
They probably can because they're supposed to be WWE, but I just was laughing that they wouldn't. I think somebody funny they wouldn't say WrestleMania.
But, I mean, you got to look at how Vegas is treating this because all the signage and advertising they got is plastered up and down the strip.
No, I agree with you. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about what they're saying on the collective.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you can start.
I gotta go with Mommy is gonna be on top, and Rhea Ripley's gonna come out the champion.
Real okay. Fair enough.
I'm gonna go with Io Sky retaining.
Christian out of my window for. Okay, there you go.
There you go. But I'm gonna go with Io Sky retaining.
Good. Just keep talking. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Io Sky retaining, but Bianca and Rhea screw each other over.
Okay, fair enough. I'm torn anyway, so I'm really torn on what to do here. Kurt, what do you think?
I can't see an ending to this match that I like. I mean, I don't know. I guess Io Sky should retain the belt because why give it back to Rhea Ripley when she lost it in such a horse shit matter? Bianca Belair, maybe, but I thought she was on SmackDown, so what the hell does that mean? Is she just going to go on Raw and be the champion on Raw? Okay, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like they strapped the rocket onto Io Sky, and I think they're going to keep going with it, I guess.
All right, so remember earlier, I said I was going to bring this back earlier. I said this earlier.
Yeah.
This is match is ending with Bianca winning the title thanks to help from Naomi.
Yep.
That's what's happening. Naomi's going to come out, and Bianca's going to fully turn. She's already turning slowly. You have Bianca fully turn heel, and you have Naomi help Bianca win the title. And they never broke up. They never touched each other. They never had a fight. It was just Bianca was a little pissed at her. And then they could easily make up. Very easily in storyline. Very easily make up.
So then what you're saying is that Naomi and Bianca would form a team and their hatred would be both for Jade?
No, I think Jade's just going to fall out of existence literally in this feud. They're just going to be on Raw. They'd have to put them both on Raw for this to make sense. And Cargill's just going to feud with Tiffany Stratton, I guess, for her belt.
All right, so we're moving on to our main event of night 2, the main event of WrestleMania 41. It is the WWE Championship. Choose to call it undisputed. It is Cody Rhodes defending against John Cena 1 year after Cody Rhodes won the title at WrestleMania 40. And now I'm torn what to do here. I have 2 ways of doing this. We go around the circle, have Christian go last, or we start with Christian and see if he wants to continue his thing that he really wants John Cena to win title number 17. I think because of what's going on in this studio that nobody on watching this on the replay knows about, unless you're on my personal Instagram page. Let's so is Christian. Christian, are you continuing the thing you've been talking about since we were on the Big and Sal show, saying that Cena is going to win number 17? Is it happening here against Cody Rhodes?
I mean, at this point, after everything that's happened, all the promos, everything built up, Cody Rhodes will lose to John Cena, and John Cena gets number 17 finally, but not in a way you think. He doesn't get,
not in a way you think.
Cody does not get pinned. He doesn't tap. He passes out to the STF. And after interferences, Rock comes out, Stone Cold maybe come out, I don't know. And then Cody starts bleeding. He passes out, and John Cena wins number 17.
Interesting.
But he ruins wrestling because apparently people hate the belt. I know that was gonna happen, but what pissed people off, John Cena drops Cody's title, walks up to the stage, and takes out the spinner belt.
Ooh.
And pisses everyone off, ruins wrestling, and wins number 17. And walks around with the spinner belt instead of the WWE title.
Damn.
And say this is my title. He legitimately brought into the company. This is my title. This is what I'm going to walk around with. Instead of that.
So I'm really torn because we already had the 4-year title reign with Roman. We did that, and I actually like the fact that the WWE Championship is the belt that they're doing long-term title reigns with. For the World Heavyweight Championship, it's bouncing around a bit. We've had multiple champions since last year's Mania. My heart is telling me Cody's going to retain some way, somehow. My brain is telling me Cena's winning the belt. I have to go with my brain with this pick. So John Cena's winning. They were The Rock. They mentioned him one time during all this. This is weird. But they've only mentioned The Rock one time in all of this. And
there's gotta be some backstage shit. There's gotta be.
And Rock, last year for WrestleMania 40, he was promoting the fuck out of WrestleMania 40 last year. All over his social pages. He was doing live streams from the venues. He was doing everything he could. You heard a peep from him in the chamber. Not a peep. That's weird. That's really weird to me. And now Paul Levesque is taking the credit for the turn. Paul Levesque and Andrew taking credit for the turn. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. My brain also thinks maybe that John Cena was supposed to win this, and Cody's going to win this to piss off Rock and Triple H. Paul Levesque to be like, look who's actually in charge, not you. I can totally see him doing that move. Totally playing that power move.
Huh.
Then let's throw it over to Mark. Go.
Yeah, that's a good theory where the power struggle between Triple H and Rock comes into play. That's good. I didn't think
I was
about
saying
that.
like Paul Levesque and Rock in the backstage area. I'm clarifying that because clarify.
I had a different theory on this, and it involved another person kind of making an appearance, but from what I'm hearing, AEW won't allow that to happen.
Who? Oh, Flair?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you some details on that. I actually heard of this on the Pro Wrestling Pro Wrestling that podcast earlier today. Apparently, according to the contract, Flair can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Oh.
But and Paul Levesque, Paul Levesque would want Ric Flair to show up. I don't know if they trust Flair. I don't know if they trust him. Honestly, I don't think they trust him. Especially with everything going on with Charlotte, I don't think they trust him. That's my opinion.
Because my thing was that as they get early into it, and it looks like it's coming down to the wire, that Flair makes the appearance and basically gets jealous because he doesn't want Cena to basically break the record and cost Cena the match. Cena then at the end of the match gets upset, goes after Flair, kind of has a little tiff with Flair, makes Flair bleed, and then Cena walks out. And that's how he ruins wrestling.
So, the only thing I can see, remember when this is going to be such a random poll. Do you remember when Jon Stewart cost John Cena the title because he didn't want him to tie Ric Flair's record? That's what you just reminded me of when you said that. Was that a random appearance of Jon Stewart for no reason whatsoever? That one night. Yeah. Kurt, your last. Go.
There's the old adage of where you become the hero for so long, eventually you become the villain, and everybody starts to hate you.
Very Batman.
Or was it Green Goblin and Spider-Man?
Oh, Spider-Man, right. Well, I was talking in Batman too. They used it in Batman too.
Yeah. So that's why I feel Cody has to lose at WrestleMania, because I think it's a matter of time with him being on top for too long. People are going to start to hate him. I feel if he's consistently always the winning golden boy, people are going to grow to resent him. He's perfect in the role of the guy who's chasing after the title. We saw that all of last year's program. So I think he has to lose it if they still want to cap the bottle on the bottle of success and money. You got to do it. And so weird with The Rock being all incognito, not showing up, not talking, not doing a damn thing. And I don't think they're going to follow up on that. I don't think we're going to see Travis Scott come out and get the damn receipt that he deserves. We're not going to see any of that. They're just going to move on down the line and have, I don't know, more program with John. And also, you know what? I heard a crazy rumor. I might be wrong in this, but I thought I heard they're already coming up with another title for John Cena, or for him to come out with, or for somebody else to come out with. I don't see it threatening. What's that?
No one said anything.
I guess it was my own echo I heard. I think John Cena's gonna win the title. His vow was to walk home with the belt and keep it at home. And I think this is going to prompt them to try to come up with another title that maybe Cody wins that one. And then it's going to be like a champion versus champion, winner take all at SummerSlam with him and John Cena, perhaps.
Did you hear my eyes roll? Did you hear my eyes roll at another title belt? Did you hear my eyes? Because my eyes literally rolled when you said that. So, like, oh my Lord, that would be so bad.
I can see some of what Kurt's saying is that you don't want Cody get too comfortable like Roman Reigns did, and then all of a sudden Roman lost his luster, and that's when he turned him into the heel. I don't see right at this point having Cody turn heel anywhere now. Maybe down the road when Cena leaves, there's a possibility of that.
I don't know. I if you're going to have the belt on Cena, I don't see this title reign lasting long. Remember, he's retiring in December. At the end of the day, he's still retiring in December, no matter what happens. And I'm hearing rumors that there's going to be a special hate review in Boston in December called Roots of Aggression. They haven't announced it yet. If he has the belt, he's losing it by SummerSlam. That's my opinion. I don't know. I guess we'll get more into this if he wins the belt. We'll talk more about it next week. Christian's back to wrap up the show here. So he went and got something for his head. And I think we're going to wrap things up. Kurt, I'll start with you. Thank you so much for taking the time out to do this with us today. This is awesome. This is so much fun.
Before you go.
Woo!
Oh.
I figured they didn't make the card, but in the show with one of them things and Stevie is the great fist. So I figured, why not? So, as we wrap up here, before we get to you guys get your plugs, let me just do some podcast plugs here. First of all, join us after wrong one. That's next Thursday. That's the one I wanted. That's the one I wanted. Join us on Sunday and Monday, right after WrestleMania in the morning. We'll be talking about these shows the day after live here on the stream. So come join us on the Sunday and Monday. I know Sunday's Easter and Sunday, I get it. Take some time. If you're not going to church, come join us for an hour. Me and Christian, and we'll talk some Mania. Night 1, and then night 2 to 3 of us will be together. Because me and Christian are both off on Monday. So we're going to do it on Monday. Next Thursday, we'll be here, the 3 of us, and we're going to preview TNA Rebellion. And also, there's a whole bunch of crazy Japan news going on, and we're going to talk about that next week. So we'll get into all that next week. That being said, Christian, go ahead. YouTube channel.
Yeah. Follow me.
You'll follow him at the Bill Zane Riley at the Bill Zane Riley 67 on YouTube. He's at over 70 subscribers. He's probably going live with a bit of headache tonight. He doesn't have school tomorrow, so he'll probably be up late tonight.
I'm not streaming tonight.
You never know. When the headache goes away.
When my headache goes away, just join. It's fun.
It's a 4-day weekend. He's got plenty of time this weekend to stream. Join him over there. And the music just stops. Let me just start it again. So, all right. Dad, why don't you say your thing? Go.
Hey! Hey, if you're going to just go to pro wrestling, do it responsibly. Act like a civilized human being. Please do so respectfully. And, hey, like the show and comment on YouTube, Spotify, and follow the show platforms on we got here, YouTube and Spotify and Apple and Instagram and everything else. And, of course, Facebook.
It's right in front of him. Yeah, he's still messing it up. That's the best part of it.
We're not going to talk about last episode.
We're not going to go there.
And follow the shows at Generation Evolution 00, and you can also scan the QR code for more information.
And just so you know, if you're subscribed, you'll get a clip from our show every single morning. I talk at least one clip every morning for him. There'll probably be more because somebody's come out of the show. And also, an extra clip went up today because I put up Christian's boxing that we did on Sunday. That went up today, so that was fun. It was on a normal clip. So a lot of stuff goes up there every single day. So let's get out of here. I'm going to go upstairs and relax for the rest of the night. I don't work tomorrow either. So let's get out of here. Thank you all for joining us inside Generation Solution. I'm Blake.
I'm Christian.
I'm Mark. He's Kurt. And everyone have a great WrestleMania weekend.
Bye.
Let's go. Thank you so very much. Goodbye. Mwah, and good night.